So Shogun Hoa's got a fight in Brazil when he's taking on Ihor Potieria, and it's a weird one. It's a weird one is all I'm gonna say. Like, the thing is about this matchup is it actually is winnable for Shogun Hoa, but I am gonna pick Ihor Potieria, and I'm gonna pick Ihor Potieria by KO. I really don't want to, but it's just what I'm gonna have to do here. Um, it's also a weird one because I feel like this is a matchup that UFC's trying to promote Ihor Potieria off of, because Ihor Potieria, as you guys may know, he won on Dana White's Contender Series, beat Lukas Sadolski, who's a pretty good prospect, but Lukas Sadolski is a guy that throws not a lot of volume at all. And in that fight, Lukas Sadolski came out fiery, so did Ihor Potieria ended up catching him and getting a KO early on. He fights Nikolai Negumereanu. The fight doesn't last too long. Both guys are throwing bombs. Ihor Potieria took a lot of damage in that fight. He took a lot of shots before the finish. That's all I'm gonna say. That there was a lot of damage that Potieria absorbed in that one. But Shogun Hoa is coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Paul Craig by KO, and it's Paul Craig. You know, it's not a good look. And then he fought Ovin St. Preux in a very competitive fight, very low volume. And that's what I don't like about this one, man. Shogun Hoa, in his last fight, showed some pretty low volume and just a weird sort of slow sort of fight. It was a pretty slow-paced fight. It wasn't that exciting, but that's the opposite to what Ihor Potieria does, man. Shogun Hoa, he's been throwing low volume in that last fight, and I'm assuming that's probably what he's going to do in this one. And Ihor Potieria, he throws a lot of volume and he throws with a lot of power. But a very interesting part about this fight actually is Ihor Potieria's record actually is starting to show a little bit of holes. You know, the same guy that exposed Askar Morozov, I believe it was, the same company that kind of realized his record wasn't 26-7. I believe he walked into the octagon with a record of 19-12. So he had a lot of fake fights. Ihor Potieria is then getting a little bit exposed for a couple of fake fights here. And I think there's going to be maybe potentially a little bit more that pop up. Because if you look at his record, man, he's got so many wins over guys that are debuting. It's just a kind of a weird one. Like, he's 10-2 fighting debuting guys, 13-2 fighting debuting guys, 14-2 fighting 0-3. Like, the level of competition is not that great. The skill set's there, but yeah, the guys that he's fighting isn't a good look. And the fact that he's getting quite a few fights, well, one fight in particular has been removed from his record, and I'm sure they're probably actively looking into it now. There's potentially a few more fake fights in there on Ihor Potieria. I mean, Arman Sarukian had a fake fight removed from his record recently. They're really cracking down on these guys that have not like padded records against competition, like padded records as in false records. But I thought I'd just touch on that lightly. There's a chance that Ihor Potieria might actually walk into the cage like 15-3 or something instead of the 18-3 that he was before, and he made his debut at 19-2, obviously 19-3, and then he's lost that win due to it being falsified. So interesting fight, but I just think it's a weird one. Like, this is Shogun Hoa's retirement fight, very likely. I would say he's almost 40. He's 41 years old now. It's in Brazil, like, it's a pretty good place to retire. I mean, because he's Brazilian, but it's just like Ihor Potieria, just like 15 years younger, up and coming guys from Ukraine. Maybe that's part of why they've made this matchup. Maybe they're trying to promote a fighter from that area. I won't get into too much detail on that, but yeah, it's just like, it's just a weird fight. It's just a weird one. I don't really understand why Shogun Hoa is like, yeah, this is a great retirement fight for me. Like, I'm pretty sure that fight with Ovin St. Preux was their second meeting. Why don't they do a trilogy with Ovin St. Preux? That's a retirement fight. When it went to a split decision, so they could do another one. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be on the main card. Oh no, like, just, oh, it's so bad. Like, the thing is, it is a winnable fight for Shogun Hoa, because Ihor Potieria could punch himself out early on, or just be a little bit sloppy and get caught. But that's what Ihor Potieria does. He's a sloppy fighter. He's very sloppy. He's got very little technique in his shots. He throws a lot of hooks, and just with a lot of power. And I feel like if he's going to overwhelm Shogun Hoa early on, I mean, a guy like Shogun who's 41 years old, he's worn a lot of damage in his career. He's just getting older. He's getting slower. Someone like Potieria is going to capitalize on that, and I feel like the UFC knows that. So why do they do this to their veterans? I don't like this fight. I really don't. And it's not that because I'm not a believer in Shogun Hoa. It's just that I think it's a bad stylistic matchup and for him in general. I don't like it. I feel like they're just trying to promote Ihor Potieria off this matchup. It's a strange one, man. It's so weird. I hope man, I just wish that Shogun Hoa took a better fight. This is not a good fight for him. Just like stylistically, it's just not a good one. So yeah. I'll be picking Shogun sorry, I'll be picking Ihor Potieria by KO on this one when it rolls around, unfortunately. It's a weird fight. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. So thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it if you've seen it. UFC just got announced that it's coming to Australia. I'm from New Zealand. I'm going. It's in Perth. I start university on February 21st, so the fight card's on the 12th. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. So I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. Preview and predictions video.